Christopher Agbega has a non-communicable disease and bemoans that COVID-19 has made things even more difficult for him, and that during the 3-week lockdown due to COVID-19, he had many challenges that confronted him. These issues have continued as the pandemic is still with us.
This whole COVID also came with an extra burden because I fall under the category of compromised immune systems, and for that reason I am like a high-risk patient when it comes to COVID. So the anxiety and the depression during the lockdown especially was high, because I was in that whole I was afraid what the COVID was bringing on board now.
Globally, 41 million people die annually from non-communicable diseases, and 94,400 people die annually here in Ghana. Non-communicable diseases are the leading cause of deaths in Ghana. It is to this end that the Ghana Non-Communicable Disease Alliance asked why the long-running battles against non-communicable diseases is being put on the back burner to accommodate the fight against COVID-19. Due to some non-communicable diseases being lifestyle diseases that are in most cases preventable, the Alliance is urging the government to do better in curbing the overindulgent lifestyles of Ghanaians.
When government do not put measures in place and also control and then also regulate, these industries to ensure that we reduce our intake of these commodities, non-communicable diseases will continue to be with us. And then when this is going to be done, it means that we are also going to continue to have many people having compromised immune system, because this thing weakens our immune system, and we are not able to fight diseases whenever they attack us. So COVID-19 will come, obviously probably to go, but if we are not very careful, another pandemic will hit us, and that pandemic is what we call the non-communicable disease.
He went on to say that patients with non-communicable diseases are not being adequately tended to, even though they are the ones who are most vulnerable to contract and die from COVID-19.
But let me also say that so when the pandemic actually started in the US and then also in China and other stuff, we noticed that people who were actually suffering and dying from the disease were people living with non-communicable diseases. So it brought a lot of concerns with people living in NCDs within the country.
Dr. Emmanuel Ahiable, a specialist emergency physician and the case management lead for COVID-19 at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, agrees that medical attention has shifted from non-communicable diseases to COVID-19.
Attention should not be focused on only COVID-19, but non-communicable diseases should also be treated and attention should be paid to them. Because if one is a diabetic or hypertensive or having a non-communicable disease, not taking their medications and not following the recommendations by their physicians, obviously they will get a worse form of the disease, the severe disease, and may eventually succumb.
Dr. Ahiable continued that due to COVID-19 being here to stay, governments must find a way to deal with and assist people that have non-communicable diseases.
We are opening it gradually because now we are understanding better, we know what to do. Once we take the precautionary measures prescribed by the WHO, by the President, I think life must go on, and other diseases and other things should be done. Because it looks like the COVID-19 is going to stay with us for a while. So we cannot only focus on COVID-19 and leave other diseases. Otherwise, by the time, we don't know when COVID-19 is going to get out from the world. By the time COVID-19 is over, a lot more things will have happened.
Christopher Agbega, who has a non-communicable disease, is encouraging those dealing with non-communicable diseases to have hope for the future. He also called on the government to give people with non-communicable diseases more meaningful involvement in their decision-making for their issues to be attended to.
COVID, yes, has presented itself, but if we all do what we are expected to do, we would actually overcome this. Persons living with NCDs are at the brink of they find themselves at the edge right now. All hands on deck. Government can't avoid the issues of NCDs any longer. It is now evident. Government, we need you to step up your game and make sure that the lives of persons living with NCDs is properly catered for, and their conditions are treated, and Ghana will become a better place.
As the world continues to grapple with COVID-19, attention needs to be focused on the vulnerable and persons living with non-communicable diseases, because prevention is a cheaper option than treating these preventable diseases. Nanama Anobempong reporting for GH1 News.